One of the most important features for uh, tests for Visual Studio Test Manager for systems that had compatibility with multiple operating systems or multiple browsers were the configurations that you could assign to test suites or test cases. Until now, you were only able to configure it using Microsoft Test Manager. But since the Sprint 97, you can now do this using the web UI. And how can we do that? Well, first, uh, test configurations is useful for this kind of delivery, the cross compatibility of systems. So imagine that you need to guarantee that your system is compatible with Windows 8 and Windows 10 and Chrome and Internet Explorer. You need to ensure that your tests were run on all these configuration variations. So this is why assigned configuration exists on VSDS and Team Foundation server. So how can we do that? You can now see a new tab right here called configurations. You see some default configurations, so you have only Windows 8 configurations right here, and we have some variables. So how can my system vary on under the system that it runs on? So I need to ensure compatibility with multiple browsers and multiple operation systems, for example. But imagine a system that has internationalization, so it runs in multiple languages. So let's add a new configuration variable. Imagine that I need to test it in multiple languages. So let's put languages here, and let's put Portuguese, English, and Spanish, right? I have a new configuration variable, so it will vary my tests. Okay, so I need may need to test on these variations of language. So I have Windows 8 here. I can edit this configuration, but imagine that we want to test on Windows 10. It wasn't here. I added it here. So we can edit the configuration variables. So I added Windows 10. Okay. And then let's add a new task configuration. So we want to ensure our system is running okay on Windows 10 with Spanish globalization, right? So it's active, and I will assign it to new test plans. I don't want it. I want to assign it manually. So I will add some configuration variables. First is operation system, and it's Windows 10, and configuration variable language is Spanish, right? So I have it here. So let's add another test configuration, which is Windows 10 in English. Okay, same thing here. First, operation system. Well, I have Chrome and operation system. I need to delete it. And language, English. Good. So I have these variables. So let's remove Chrome for the operation system. Well, we have three configurations right here. Okay. We have some unwanted thing right here, but okay. So once I have these variations of configuration, I may assign it to my test cases or test suite. So let's imagine that I want these capture screen recordings feature to run on Windows 10 with English and Spanish languages. So I will assign configurations to this suite. I will unselect Windows 8 and will select these. Okay, once I do this, All the tests that are added to this test suite will need to be run twice, one for each configuration variation, right? This is why configuration exists on test suite.